Welcome back to Got Fuel's Model Car Garage. We're here in the garage. I just got through finished getting all the dust out. I just get the spots out. I don't cut the whole body, polish the whole body down afterwards. I do polish the body, but I don't cut it. I just get the dust out, polish those areas down with a little Novice 3 and a little Novice 2. I don't reckon I'll do a video on all that. There's plenty of online videos, tutorials on wet sanding and polishing a model car. I do use a 2K clear system, urethane. This is of course Createx. It's a custom mix of candy black pearl. No, I'm sorry, black pearl and the candy 2.0 grabber orange, and then over top of that again with the grabber orange, and then the 2K clear. I have not waxed it yet. I will be waxing it after assembly, make sure I get all the fingerprints out, but I have, like I said, got the dust out, polished the whole body after I get the little spots of dust out. But I'll show you my process of, my basic process of assembly, some detail I do. On my next model, I plan on showing you my paint process of the body. I kind of got started here midstream with YouTube, kind of trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this. So excuse me for not showing you my paint process with this one, but I will be showing you with my next one. I haven't quite decided what that one's going to be yet, but it will be with Createx on the body. And I'll show you how I mix it and clear it, and we'll show you some of the way I do some engine wiring. I won't take credit for the way I wire my engines with the plug wires. I found that tutorial on YouTube several months ago. Can't remember who I got it from, but I did get it off YouTube. I'll probably show you one and then do the rest of them through the magic of video editing. But the next time you see the garage through the magic of video editing, we'll be pointing the camera straight down at the workbench, and here we go. Alright, now we're back here looking directly down here at the workbench. I've gone ahead and started a little bit. Well, you can see that I've got a few holes drilled out. I saved one. My wire that I use, I get off Amazon. This is my wire, and my plug boots actually come from a piece of old phone line. I believe it's about 30 gauge. This is just old phone line, you can see here. I strip it down, take the inside out. I'm left with this. And to get my boots, I'll just take my knife, pick a spot, and it ain't got to be anything too long. About that long, if you can see that. And then I'll come down here and just roll the wire and pull it off, and that gives me my plug boot, which I have several already cut out here in this tray. But in order to find my spark plug locations, because this is called a Ford Y block in this 57 sedan, Ford Sedan Gasser, I had to Google, a little bit of Googling, find out it was a Y block, find the spark plug hole locations, and that's how I figured out where they go. So I'll move back up here. As you see my holes, I got some holes already drilled out right there. So I'm gonna come here to this spot right here,
with the X-Acto blade, mark it, start a little hole, and then get my vise drill. This is a 0.3, that's a 0.3 millimeter drill bit for that wire. So I got my hole already partially started and marked. My drill bit can go right in that hole. Alright, sorry about that. I didn't realize that memory card on that in this camera was that small. But I did get the hole drilled out. The hole's drilled out. So that's all I used was the vise drill with the 0.3 millimeter drill bit. And now I always check, I get my exhaust manifold, put it on there, make sure my holes are clear. We got clearance, so now the wire I showed you earlier, we cut 9 pieces of it. 8 plug wires, 1 coil wire. You missed the part where I explained my rod. I get the distributor from the kit, measure it off, make sure I'm getting the length I want. Same principle. I already cut it off, but I measure it, roll it out, put your finger on the end, make sure you don't lose the end because it will fly off and the carpet monster will eat it. I've already drilled out a hole on the back side of the engine for the distributor rod that goes down to the crankshaft. So that's going to fit in there. I assemble the engine this far so that I know my clearances, my distributor cap will fit here. It won't stick up too high and hit the hood, because we still have the clearance here for the air cleaners that are going to go on top here. So I need to measure that off. It's just laying in there until it stops. Measure it off. You don't even have to set it in there until it stops if you don't want to. But this tubing is, I do believe it's 5/32, and this just fits in there. I ordered it off Amazon. I searched Amazon 5/32 styrene rod. Come up with a set. There's some bigger ones, some smaller ones in here. So that's what works for me. So now we'll just cut this off. I can go ahead and cut it shorter than going all the way in and stopping. Roll it out same way I do the plug wire boots. Put my finger on it so the carpet monster don't eat it. Alright, now I take all of my plug wires, even them out, get my distributor, feed them through the hole. Sometimes I can do this just all wires bunched up, but got some kinks in these wires here, not wanting to completely cooperate. Alright, now we got all the wires through. our distributor. I kind of even them out a little bit here. Don't want to pull one all the way out, so I try to knock them down even. Get my gel super glue. I dip it down in here, get some super glue on them, and just pull them up. Don't pull them all the way through. Then I take the other part of the distributor, stick it on there, let the glue dry, let it do its thing, and in a couple of minutes I'll be able to paint it. I even sometimes will take the kit distributor if I want to give it a little bit more realism, which I guess I'll go ahead and do. And this little piece that sticks off of it here, that little side piece right here, that's called a vacuum advance. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. Cut it off. Grab me some tweezers here. Get a little dip on this excess super glue and put it right on the side here. So there we have it. My distributor with the vacuum advance on it. We're going to let that glue set up and paint it. And while that glue's setting up, we'll take a brief pause. Alrighty, we're back here. I got the distributor painted. I painted the vacuum advance there. I painted it flat steel. Hope it stand out a little better. You know, just throwing a little detail. So, we're going to break out super glue again. Going to just dip it in, stick it right in that hole I showed you drilled earlier. I'm going to point the vacuum advance sort of towards me at this position. I'm going to get it in there. Got to get it in that hole pretty quick there. So there it is. In the engine. Put it here on the stand. And now I'm going to do the fun part. I'm going to save you the agony of watching me do every one of these. Putting these boots on. Got some age to me. Well, goodness. some reason it's not wanting to go on. Alright. Now I bought a pre-made distributor kit, and I'm wondering if this ain't the wire, the boot wire for it. I got mixed up because they look identical. I'm willing to bet that's what's going on here. Let me see if I can get another piece of scrap wire real quick. Cut a boot off real fast. See if that's my problem. Nice fresh cut on that wire. There we go. That must be it. That must be the wire that come with that pre-made stuff I got. I bought some, I believe, it was pre-made distributor. And it came with a wire that looked just like what I use, but evidently is not. So let me cut these rest of these boots off, but as you can see here, I just slide the boot. Slide the boot on the wire right here, and I'll do that at 8 times. So let me get that done, and we'll be right back. Alright, we got those done. Spread them out. Find the one that's closest to the center. There's generally 2 that are relatively in the center of the distributor. I get the one that's the closest to the center, and I cut one boot, roughly half the length of the other boots, and that gives me my coil wire. So when I found out this was a Y block, I like to try to add the firing order. I Google searched it and found the firing order. Took a screenshot. It's on my phone. So we got the firing order. And generally speaking, most engines, the number 1 plug wire generally points towards the number 1 cylinder. So we know the number 1 cylinder, as we're looking at the engine from here, it says front right, but I can tell you now that ain't right. Number 1, this head is further forward, so I know these are I know this is 1, 2, 3, 4 on this side. This head sits further back, so it would be 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I'm going to take the number 1 that's pointing towards number 1, which will be this wire here, And what I'm going to do with this particular engine, because of the headers, they got the full rod coming across there. The spark plug wires cannot go on top of the head. Spark plug wires have to go under the header. So we'll pull the wire down and bring it under the head like so. Get a length. Turn my plug boots down. Get a length where that wire is going to go in that hole and leave me a little bit of slack. Cut it down. Show you what kind of slack I got here. So you can see the length of the wire, I hope. Length of the wire versus the head length. Some people might use this glue, nothing more trusty in my opinion. I use this to do my plug wires. Dab some glue in the hole. Put the wire in the hole. Slide the boot down. And I'll finish these rest of these 8 off. I won't spare you the agony of the whole process, but that's the process. I'll do that to the other 8 in firing order, and when we get back it'll be wired up, and the wires will be all tucked in nice and neat. Alrighty, we're back. Finished getting it all wired up. Went ahead and got the assembly done. As you can see, you know, it ain't got to be perfect. You don't even have to do it firing order if you don't want to. That's just me. You can just put the wires in there and run 4 from one side and 4 to the other. Who cares? We got a little distributor wire there too, going right here. But I wanted to show you also how you can add a little bit more detail to it. You can make this your own with some craft acrylic. I wish I'd have known that before I'd have went out and got it, but hey, it is what it is. Panel line accent color. I'll add this to the chrome. That way it don't look so toyish. It's kind of watery. It'll just run off. Sometimes, depending on what you're doing too, especially like a chromed grill, it'll take a couple of coats to fill in your grill marks, but it kind of gets rid of the toy chrome look. It gives it a little bit more realism, brings in some shadowing. Well, I don't want it on the headers for sure. If you spill like I did, pretty simple. Pretty easy to get up with a Q-tip. I'm making a mess though. I'm gonna have to get some water. I'll add a little bit up here to the intake too. It makes it look a little used and abused, almost like oil stain, dust and dirt, debris, whatever. And it might look kind of thick when you first put it on there, but when it dries up, it thins out. Show you the engine now. Got that panel line accent color in there. The chrome don't look so wow. Calms it down. And brush a little on the transmission too here, so we can get a better shot. And just brush it on in a few spots here. It'll highlight those areas, those high and low areas. Again, probably got a little too much there. Hit it with a Q-tip. That easy. Well, I just found out that I put a head on upside down. Let's see if we can pry it off. Is what it is. Those things happen, especially when you're my age and you're starting to lose your sight. Alrighty, we come back. We'll start working on the interior.